south side. I went to a Devil Wears Prada concert in Montreal.
It was not bad.
And
So we're
right across
short staffed.
the street was
It's
one.
not too bad.
Right from across from like
Yeah.
Minnesota.
They're apparently supposed to have like really good ones.
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to be known for them.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those, they look better from far away.
Yeah.
And then they go up close and you're like, ooh, you're kind of old.
Yeah. Yeah. Some have definitely seen WGI.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, I bought my friend. Are you going live with this?
Yeah.
I want to see if that. Will you check my levels for me?
My photog would get here, and I would like to take you on.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Can you start by saying spelling your first and last name for us, please, while your title?
Christopher Banker.
I'm sorry.
Are they looking
You're
alright?
good. You're good.
Yes.
She went
Wait.
to Oswego.
Oswego?
I went there for 2 years.
Oh,
and
nice.
I went to Stony Brook University, but I
What?
see that she got a job at
Yeah,
at your
she's
station.
awesome. Yeah, she's
That's
great.
so cool.
And we actually have a bunch of us. What class were you?
Test,
Well,
1, 2, 3.
I was only there
50th
from,
anniversary of the original
2013
Woodstock
to
Festival held in 1969.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
It should be good.
transferred to Stony Brook.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh, I want to get you the charger now. You can find your phone. Great.
Gotcha.
It's
Did
like
you
windy
know
out there,
Scott
too.
Casino
Oh,
or
yeah.
Eric Conlon?
I don't know. Like, I wasn't that involved
He's the-
with the journalism.
He's the best. He's the struggle bus.
I don't know. That's the reason why I left because it was so long.
Usually it's Rachel who's the hot batch, but
Like he's-
But I mean, I was familiar with a few people at WTO
Yeah, they're, yeah.
I feel like I need to have a party soon.
Reports, like,
That's-
ever in journalism, and I was so involved with that stuff. I did not get it.
Why am I not
Yeah,
invited?
tell her to hi.
I thought I invited you to the last one.
Okay, one, where I'm out of town.
So she goes by Annabelle and
I invited you.
Annie, she goes
I want
by
to get ready for
Annabelle?
the next one,
Yeah.
please.
Really? So,
Okay.
what did she say?
I usually-
Next weekend, though?
Annabelle Flaherty.
Annabelle
One
Flaherty.
night.
I like that. So the other person goes
With
by
a while.
Annie?
Yes. The other person goes by Ann.
Anne.
Yeah,
And
it's,
she was there first
my
before
20?
Annie was?
Got this
Yes.
25th
That's so
birthday.
funny, wow.
Dave, do you
Big
need
mix up.
headphones as well?
24.
I'm trying to
Okay,
go
cool.
to Miami and
Yeah.
all of this stuff.
Oh, it's not this
I
one.
turned 25.
How long have you been at the station?
Oh, you're a Virgo?
Two
Leo.
years,
Oh, okay.
4 months.
I see.
Almost
Aquarius.
2.5 years.
That's not
Aquarius. Are you from the area or?
I'm from.
Um,
You seem like a person who would totally be into
Not
Birth
just down
signs.
Belmore.
Oh, I'm
Wait.
Stony Brook.
Oh, really? Yeah, way
Yeah, I
west.
am.
So
I really am.
Yeah, yeah.
I was born the same day as Oprah.
Yeah, yeah,
just
I
across
know.
the
That's not a sign.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did
hello.
you know?
Rachel Madej,
No.
same day as Oprah.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
think of
she's from
a
over there,
more
Where-
inspirational
also, or
person than
do you know
Oprah?
exactly where, or Huntington?
Most people who get that rich, they
Steve Jobs.
She does,
Okay, but still,
she's
like,
making
Oprah
a
came
car-
from nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Steve
I-
Jobs made a
somewhere out
computer
there.
in his
I don't think
garage.
it's Oprah.
Yeah, Stony Brook is
But-
really up there.
Yeah.
Still, I mean,
Are you trying to go down
Oprah
to
was like
Solomon
sleeping on the
City?
floor, like she would
Yeah,
wear like
I'd
a
love to.
potato sack.
I mean,
as
I'm
clothes,
so
like
busy.
ran, yeah, like she was that poor.
What's
Look at her now, most
Quincy.
powerful woman in the world.
Quincy.
I don't know.
It's
What
a
other stations do they go?
One of them.
Ellen.
Arizona, and then
Ellen's not more powerful
I
than
beg to
Oprah.
differ. I beg to
You
differ.
think Ellen's more powerful than
it's
Oprah?
a Midwest station.
No, I mean, I would say the more
Ellen's not a
powerful
billionaire.
woman
No, I
in
was fucking with
the
you
world
guys.
is
Ellen's-
probably Theresa May.
You think so?
Theresa May or Angela Merkel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
So,
good.
did you
But,
start-
or Oprah doesn't let on to how
Oh, no.
powerful
Did you
she
work with
is
Emily
because she
for
knows
No,
That makes
I
sense.
don't know when she was.
she's doing all behind the scenes.
But I basically, I don't know if you know who Michelle Ross is. She works.
That's
for
who I wanna be.
News 12 in the Bronx
Oprah,
now.
that's who
She
I-
was the
that-
last
that
one
is-
of Bureau Chief.
Yeah.
And I kinda
How we doing, everybody?
Good, how are you?
I
Good.
really want to,
Alrighty.
you know, the little small stations.
Lighting all good and
Lighting's perfect.
good. I know sometimes these can throw
Yeah.
everybody off a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably coming from outside, if you're filming traffic and came in, it would, but.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Cool. Everybody all set?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thanks everyone for stopping out today. For those that don't know me, my name is Chris Banker. I'm the Director of Communications here at Watkins Glen International. Our track president, Michael Printup, is down in Daytona for some meetings, so he asked me to get everybody together and update everyone on the news that came out this morning. We can excitedly confirm that Woodstock 50 will be held here at Watkins Glen International August 16th through 18th, 2019. It's obviously an event that we are thrilled to be associated with and to have here on our grounds is extremely exciting. It's been a long process to get to this point. It may seem like it just kind of popped up this morning out of nowhere, but I can tell you that Michael Printup and Michael Lang, who is the organizer of Woodstock, they've been having discussions going back about 2 years, to this effect. So, certainly Michael Lang, he is the organizer of the event. He is also the organizer of the original Woodstock, which is kind of, obviously the big play here. He's extremely excited to kind of bring this event back to what it originally intended. And we're very excited to be partnering with him to do just that. So with that, we'd like to open it up to any and all questions that you guys might have.
Now, why was Watkins Glen chosen?
Well, I think, Michael obviously wanted to kind of keep it in New York. I know he mentioned that in some of his comments earlier. And he said it could kind of outgrown Bethel Woods. And wanted to kind of have a Woodstock type feel to it, and I think our facility lends itself to that. You look at our history of major events and concerts, and I think we fit that bill pretty well. So I think that's probably where that comes from.
So Bethel is Watkins Glen 3A event. Bethel is also going to be a 3A event?
I believe so. Just this morning, I kind of was trying to freshen up on their event, but totally separate. Michael Lang I don't believe, has any, involvement there.
Is that going to be 3 days? Is that going to be going on the same time as well?
I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure.
And does he still have connections, Mr. Lang, with some of these famous artists and bands?
I believe so. I know I was just reading the New York Times article that he had come out this morning, and it sounded like he, kind of wanted this to be a mix of, new and old, and it sounds like that might be the way he's going with, as far as acts. But I can tell you no acts have been confirmed yet, that we know of. I'm sure he's deep in discussions with folks, but it sounds like those bits of news will probably be put out next month.
And what kind of prep goes into preparing for a concert like this?
Well, there's quite a bit. Certainly, especially with us, it's going to be 2 weeks after our NASCAR event. So, there's going to be a pretty big, thrash of activity, I think, starting in August. And, I can tell you that we've already been in discussions with our local and state officials, trying to make sure that this is a seamless event. Safety is obviously paramount. So I know Michael Printup has already been in meetings with folks and law enforcement, making sure that, this thing is put on the right way.
The last Woodstock, from what I've read, there were hundreds of thousands of people attending. How many people are you guys, anticipating to attend this event?
We're looking at probably a kind of a range between 50,000 and 100,000. That's, I believe in Michael Lang's comments, he was looking at probably about 100,000 in terms of passes. But that's kind of what we're looking at this point.
With all those people coming, do you feel this could be the biggest event Watkins Glen has ever seen here at the Speedway?
Well, I think you look back, and obviously Summer Jam, going back many years it's going to be tough to top that one, I think. I'm not sure that we want to top that one. But, I think, certainly it's going to be right up there. It's going to be one of our biggest events of the year.
And how much room do you have for campers?
It really depends on the layout, and I know there's a lot of discussions that have already begun on that. Where the stage is going to be, how many campers we can hold. Michael Lang and Michael Printup have already been discussing that, and we'll have a lot more of that information probably in the next month or so. We'll be releasing, or Michael will be releasing, different, facility maps and traffic maps and different things that nature.
And I know it said that the lineup's going to be announced in February when you can buy tickets. Do you have a date for that?
No date yet. I can tell you to keep an eye on www.woodstock.com. They're going to be updating with bits of news as we move forward.
Ticket prices, do you know where that could range?
I don't even want to guess at this point. But it sounds like that information is forthcoming.
Is that because it could be on the expensive side? Or?
No, I don't think so. It's really, I'm sure it's going to be, they're going to have an entry level type, ticket. I'm sure they'll have, week long camping, excursions. I know Michael Lang had mentioned glamping, which is something that we've, had here at the facility as well. So, I'd venture to guess that there'll be, something for everyone.
Now, I wanted to ask, there was a Fish concert that you guys had some trouble with due to, I believe it was water main issues here.
Yep.
That was a concert that had to be canceled, and there was another one before that, a much bigger concert on a much larger scale.
Sure.
How are you going to handle that?
Well, Michael Lang has put on concerts, in areas much more remote than Watkins Glen, and he's well aware of the issues that came about, with Fish last year, and in his comments, he said, we've got the contingency plans ready for that. It was something that happened during Fish. It was, because of an issue that was well away from our facility, and I think we've got those, contingency plans ready, and we'll be good to go.
It's still very early, but how do you think this could compare to Summer Jam?
It's hard to say. I think there'll be a lot better organization. Venture to say that. Again, it's already beginning our discussions with local law enforcement and officials and state officials. This is going to be a very well-organized event, just like we've put on, with previous concerts and festivals here. And, you got to remember, we put a NASCAR event on, every year that approaches, 100,000 people. So, this is right in our wheelhouse in terms of being a major event. And, I think we're all very confident that it's going to go off well.
So this is going to be a big draw for people all over the place to come here to Watkins Glen. How do you think this will impact the local economy?
Well, it's great. I mean, that's something we were actually talking about this morning, and trying to estimate what that impact could be. And judging from previous concerts, we're probably looking at between $35 and $50 million to the local economy. And that's hotel rooms, that's tax, different things, restaurants. We put a lot into the economy each year with our major events, and this is just going to be in addition to that.
So will this impact the race in any way?
No, don't anticipate that. We'll be ready, I'm sure, the Monday after NASCAR, beginning, setup, but no, won't anticipate any changes to NASCAR at all.
Now, an hour and 10 minutes away we have Keith Urban coming to Endicott, New York for the Dick's Sporting Goods Open. Was there any, when they were planning this, when Mr. Lang was going through the plans, was there any look into the other events that may be going on in the area? It's definitely going to be a busy summer in the southern tier and Finger Lakes.
Yeah, for sure. I can't answer that, totally. But I know Michael Lang has put a number of, options on the table in terms of, he's planned some major events in the past, obviously the original Woodstock. So I would say that he's probably looked at, every event that's happening, within a couple of states from here, and obviously landed on this date. So, I think he's probably done his due diligence on it.
Now, the administrator for Schuyler County says they've been talking to the track and to the promoter, but no permit applications have been submitted. When do you guys plan on beginning that process, and will it be in the works before the February ticket sales date?
I know those conversations have begun. Whether or not the submission has happened yet. Spoke with Michael Pernup this morning, and he let me know that he's already been in contact with county and state officials. So I'm sure it's just a matter of time before that's all submitted.
Now, is it realistic to meet all the needs of the county and the state in time for the August festival?
Yes, yeah, I believe so. Again, Michael Lang, this is what he does. He puts together, some pretty major events, major festivals, and he has a ton of resources at his disposal. So, no concerns there.
Now, I know we've touched upon it, but following the August 2018 event with Fish, what has been done to the infrastructure on the property to make sure that doesn't happen again? And will any of the work be completed in time for the Woodstock dates?
Yeah, so I mean, there's, as I mentioned, that was something that the day after that happened, we had discussions how to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Whether it's NASCAR, whether it's another concert, whether it's sailing 6 hours, so we are very confident, in the planning that's been done and in the work that's been done, both here and throughout the area, that won't be an issue moving forward.
Now, obviously, WGI is known to hold these massive events. How will this one be different from those in the past, and how many people do you expect, and how long do you expect people to stay here?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at the scale of this event. To me, it's a perfect marriage. Watkins, Glen International, and Woodstock, two pretty legendary, iconic names. So for us, it's something that we like I mentioned, it had been 2 years in the works. We expect between 50 and 100,000 people here. Local hotels are going to be sold out. Restaurants are going to be booked up, I'm sure, all weekend for those folks that aren't actually camping here. But it's one of those things that the kind of event that you dream of holding. And I know everyone on our staff feels that way, and I know Michael Perno feels that way as well.
Do we have a rain date?
Rain date? Don't have that. I'm sure those plans are being made, but I don't have anything to offer at this time.
And what's the best advice you could give to all the people? We have people watching on Facebook Live. The best advice at this moment in January?
Yes, cross off the dates on your calendar, and save the date. Social media obviously is where a lot of this information is coming out. Keep it locked on the Woodstock Facebook page, woodstock.com, as I mentioned. They're going to be handling ticket sales and camping sales. So really any updates, coming will probably be on that website and on social media as well.
And tickets, again, should go on sale about when?
Looking into February, likely. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add that we might be missing?
Well, tickets are on sale for Watkins Glen International events. We can't tell you that. They just went on sale yesterday, so we're pretty excited about that. All the way from sailing 6 hours, NASCAR, vintage, all of our other events that aren't named Woodstock, they're on sale now. So.
Now, are you guys doing anything to expand kind of your infrastructure here in advance for this concert?
Yeah, I mean, I know Michael's made some site visits here. And he's making plans with our operations team and making sure that this is a site that's ready for an event like a Woodstock, and I can tell you that those are ongoing.
And why two Woodstocks? Why Bethel? Why Watkins? I mean, could we even expect a third?
It's hard to say. I know from Michael's comments, it just sounded like he wanted to kind of blow it up this year. And obviously with what they've done at Bethel, which is fantastic. I've been there for a couple concerts, and it's beautiful. But I think having that set capacity of seating there, I think you kind of wanted to bring it back to more of a grassroots type festival feel, and that's exactly what we have here at the Glen.
And we're unsure if those dates will.
Yeah, unsure. I looked it up this morning, and I just don't remember, but. Yeah, I think they're both in August, so. Yep.
And his last question, has he given you any type of feedback as far as who might headline any of the shows?
I honestly haven't heard anything. I'm pretty curious myself, to be honest with you, but it sounds like that information will be out obviously before tickets go on sale, and hopefully just a couple weeks away. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. And if anybody wants any B-roll or anything like that, feel free to check out the facility. And, there's not a whole lot going on today, but, feel free.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep,
you.
thank you guys. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't have all the answers.
Hey, that was more helpful than what we initially came in.
Right. And I'm going to try to get a media contact for Michael Lang, and then I'll send that out to all you guys once I get it.
That would be
Pretty much
perfect.
all we had.